Hi guys, good morning. Stu Hill here from. Hi guys, good morning. Stu Hill here from CHEM.digital. Just had an interesting custom website for a real estate brokerage. The many webs the many website designers they're not overly familiar with the with how IDX works, and obviously real estate has some interesting acronyms that are used to listing to be sold as opposed to the selling agent and acronyms that get thrown around. They're confusing to many in the tech industry. It's one of the reasons that we so heavily ended up getting into real estate website design as a niche. Number one, it saves us learning every business, if we were going to design a website for a cake shop, we've got to look into the competition. Our niche of real estate benefits us in a couple of different ways. So iHome, they all kind of work the same. IDX Broker is a little bit different, but for the most part, they all work the same. So iHome Finder and Showcase ID. The way that you install picture in the back, search box in the middle, buy, sell, off you go. Now, if you take, let's say a blank website, right? So big picture in the back, we're going to put a search box in the middle. Now we install our plugin from iHome Finder, and they have a shortcode. So there's this, it's a little bit of text within these two square brackets, and all you have to do is paste that into the middle of the website, just like you would any text. So, and that's where your search box will go. Now, the misconception is that when you're building a real estate website, you need to pick from one of the real estate themes that are available on services like Template Monster, Envato Market, etc., etc. This isn't the case. Those themes are good if you have a non-IDX real estate website. So if you were just building, if you just wanted one that has your own listings, no ability to search the MLS, no automation or what have you, just going to upload some listings. Let's say you own, some rental properties and you want to have those featured just on the website, or if you're doing vacation rentals or something like that, or maybe you've just got enough listings to where the only thing you want to promote on your website are your own listings. So and there's a slight disadvantage of that as well, as far as your website or your own listings. So there's a slight disadvantage of that as well, as far as the features and functionalities that the IDX vendors like iHome Finder and Showcase provide for you. However, if you were to take if you were to take one of these real estate themes, they give you the property manager, which is the ability to basically upload the details of your listing. So it's kind of like a form you fill out: number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, address, map codes, and then you can customize those fields as well to add in amenities and whatnot. You upload all of your pictures, and it sticks it into a gallery of the properties. Now, in my opinion, the real estate WordPress themes are pretty much the worst ones out there, and we really try and avoid those because they really stick you in a box, and you're quite limited on the layout, the design, and then as far as upgrades and whatnot, you will typically end up outgrowing one of those websites anyway, because you need additional functionality at some point, and you can't email the listings, you can't you don't have a CRM attached to it. There's for inquiries on that particular a million reasons why you might outgrow that. So really, the better way to build a real estate website for that'll include IDX on WordPress is to go to Template Monster. We sort of prefer them, and if you're a web designer, the Template Monster 1 program, which is less than $20 a month or about $150 a year, and it gives you access to unlimited templates. So that's pretty much a no-brainer if you're developing more than one website. Furthermore, if you're a real estate agent, it might be a program that you'd want to subscribe to, because you might want to build landing pages, so on and so forth, or maybe more than one website, community websites, things like that. We use a theme called Monstroid 2. And that includes about 20 different template styles. So we can kind of pick something that's, close enough as far as like the font goes and the general sort of brand styling of that, to match a customer's real estate brokerage branding or their personal branding. We'll then just customize that template that looks nice. So we're looking at the aesthetic and the different sort of motion, as you scroll down the page and things start sliding in from one side, from the other side, what have you. And then we'll take the shortcodes from the IDX provider and we'll drop those into that particular template. So this gives you unlimited flexibility. Number one, as far as the design goes. It gives you the options for unlimited expansion of the website. So the real estate themes, they use, as I mentioned before, like a form that you fill in that populates the listing data and formats them on a page, but you don't actually have control over the look and feel of the listing once you've done that. Now, with the Monstroid 2 theme that we use and many other themes, it comes with Elementor, a visual editor. And if you do any kind of search on our site, CHEM.digital, for Elementor, or look in any of the tutorials, you'll see exactly how that works. It's super easy. The nice thing about Elementor is that you can build a website aesthetically to however you want it to look. Drop in the shortcodes from the IDX provider to provide that functionality, and then you get the automated featured listing. So as soon as you put your listing on the MLS, it automatically, within like 15 minutes, will appear on your site. If you change anything in MLS, it'll update on the site, price, status, pending. When it goes sold, you can move it to the sold gallery. It'll keep track of all of that stuff. It means that you're only editing your listing data in one place. So the only place that you're having to is the MLS to keep your listings updated, and then your website is following suit from that. Furthermore, the CRM, iHome Finder, have a CRM tool that's great. You can connect to our CRM, IMAX CRM. If you have any questions about those, feel free just to pop on our website, CHEM.digital, request a consultation, and we'll get to you, answer any questions that you have, whether it's CRM related, website, lead gen. If you're a developer, a designer, happy to lend an ear and answer any questions as well. So adding the shortcodes into the website gives you ultimate flexibility there. You'll never be sort of moving out of one theme into another one. You can grow with it. You can add plugins and so on and so forth for that. So interesting how many agents we find that they'll hire a local designer thinking the local expertise is really kind of the thing that they're buying into, but in reality, it doesn't matter. Or in realty, it doesn't matter where you are, because we look at a location in terms of market. So we're looking at data in the MLSs. We're looking at for SEO, we're looking at combinations like homes for sale with a pool near John Smith High School. These things are universal across the map, and we have clients all across the United States. So your geography doesn't really matter. It's really more important to hire somebody based on their expertise in the real estate field, specifically with IDX. I would still say that WordPress is the way to go. I mean, there's certainly no point reinventing the wheel by developing HTML websites or coding from scratch. RETs as well, having all that listing data on your website, you still, these RETs feeds, you still run into the same issue as with the real estate themes. You're just far better off, for the sake of 50 to $100 a month that the IDX providers charge you. You're just so much better off going through them and having them manage the issues, images not loading, fields mapping a change. So where it used to have bedrooms and bathrooms, they've changed that now. Something's broke. You're hiring a designer to fix it. Just keeping up with these things. If you say it's $100 a month, you can easily burn through $1,200 in a year. That'd be somewhere in the region of 12 hours, or 10 or 12 hours of work for somebody over the course of a year, just keeping things updated. And certainly, you could expect to burn that in a month. So going with one of the IDX providers is definitely the way forward. My personal suggestion is typically iHome Finder. They have the most coverage. They've been around for 20 years, same amount of time as us, and they spend a lot of time updating that. Since they've got the coverage, 420 something or 400 plus boards of realtors all across the country, and Canada, I believe. Then they're focused on expanding features within their systems. So and they've really come out with some cool new stuff. They're the only ones with the portal style home search. By portal style home search, I mean kind of like Zillow, where you've got the listings on the left and a big map that shows all the listings. The lead capture, lead generation on the property pages, so schedule a showing, request more information, those sort of things, and just the general layout of those property pages. They are much more like Realtor.com and Redfin, and obviously the Realtor.com, Redfin, Trulia, Zillow. Those guys are all, even Keller Williams, Coldwell Banker, Compass. They're all real estate. They're all looking at lead generation. They want to convert consumers, visitors into leads that they can either sell to agents or pass in terms of commission split or what have you. Still that puts you in the box of lead generation. Those guys have spent hundreds of millions of dollars between them figuring out how a real estate website needs to look and function in order to generate leads. And in addition to that, the consumers are used to how those websites are laid out. If you have any questions about how to or how to pick which template to pick, the pros and cons of different ones, and different template providers for your WordPress IDX real estate website, feel free just to pop on our website, CHEM.digital, hit the free consultation button. I'll put a link in the YouTube comments here as well. Request a consultation. We're glad to talk anytime. Thanks for listening.